Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday. So you're going to get your weekly Brooklyn market update. John, let's go right to the UrbanDigs chart room. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply. It came in at 33.48. Show me that chart.
Yeah, 33.48. That is almost a percent higher than where it was last week. And that's generally been the trend for Brooklyn pretty much since February, March. We've just been drifting up ever so slowly.
Exactly. And this is usually the time of year where that kind of starts to peak out. So we'll keep an eye on it in case that slope starts to turn the other way. It hasn't, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's shift to Brooklyn. I'm looking at pending sales came in at 33.58. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, that's up another 2% from the week before. And if Brooklyn supply is drifting up slowly, pending sales is neither drifting nor going slowly. It is just rapidly increasing. So it's the trend from this has been basically vertical since July. It's just increasing at a really quick clip.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the same old story. And John, look at this. There's more pending sales in Brooklyn than there is supply. And as a result, the market pulse is now at 1.0. That is not a good environment for buyers that are looking for deals and negotiations. It's just the leverage pendulum is just shift more strongly to the sell side in this sector of the woods.
You're right.
Crazy stuff. Let's go on to the weeklies, John. I'm looking at the UrbanDigs market ticker. 1 week Brooklyn stuff. How much came on? 345. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, so Brooklyn's been kind of flip-flopping on a weekly basis for supply. This week it's up 5% compared to last week, which was down 11% compared to the week before. So it's sort of going up and down. Generally, though, the trend is up, albeit very slowly.
Exactly. It's a little erratic, but it evens itself out on the 1 month basis. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's go to 1 week demand. The number of contracts signed in Brooklyn, 264. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, 264. That's actually down, Noah, 5% from last week. But don't get fascinated on the percent sign and think, oh wow, we're actually down. I mean, look at these numbers. I mean, we're still well over 200, 250. I mean, we're at 264. So that's quite a bit of contract signed. Demand is still heavy. So even though it ticked down from the week before, it's still running really hot.
Yeah, the two good points you made there. 1 week does not make. And two is that we are in such record territory here that at some point we're going to regress down to above average. And it's going to feel like we're dropping to above average. It's crazy. If you want a bigger picture, just take a look at the 1 month trend in Brooklyn, and you can see how there still is a higher pace of deal volume than there is supply. That's what we like to look at for the peak around the corner. Nothing's changed there yet, but we will keep you posted. All right, Johnny, let's go out of the UrbanDigs ecosystem. I'm now looking at how much is a slice of the Brooklyn pie. I believe that we're looking at contracts signed in the last quarter and what the median last ask was. So why don't you explain what this is and why it's important?
Yeah, we basically just broke down Brooklyn by all of the neighborhoods that we're tracking here, which is all of them. And just looking at the median last asking price for the ones that went into contract this quarter. So that's April 1st to now.
Right.
And what this helps you is kind of gives you an idea of where that pricing numbers are going to be coming in. So, we're almost midway through the quarter, probably a little halfway through the quarter, I suppose.
Right.
So this is a good indication of what these neighborhood pricing trends are going to be. And it's interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, the variety of Brooklyn prices is all over the map. I mean, if you look from the biggest one, which here happens to be Dumbo at over 2 million, all the way down to New Lots, which is lowest at like around 400,000. That's a big spread. So you kind of want to narrow it down, especially if you're dealing with clients who are giving you a price range, and this is kind of helping you shape those conversations. And the second thing I want to point out, Noah, is that this is it's a very gradual slope from the high to the low. Sure, they fall off quite quickly. But it's a very, very even keel. Once you get into, say, like, Carroll Gardens all the way through, Bed-Stuy, it's a nice chunk of neighborhoods that are trading within a sort of a tight range, which to me suggests that the demand for Brooklyn is off the charts, as we've seen before, simply because there's so many areas where the affordability is competitive.
Yeah, it's really very interesting. And I mean, look how many neighborhoods there are there. I mean, this goes to show why agents really need to also be able to hyperlocate on one zone to give their buyers or sellers the right advice. Very good point, John. Let's scroll over to the second chart. Brooklyn prices now. We're looking at the latest data, right? Of course, we're intra-quarter, so we're looking at the latest data available to give you guys one step ahead. How has that changed now versus last quarter? So, John, explain this chart.
Yeah, so the yellow bars are the ones we're just looking at. That's the kind of the median price for the last ask contracts. But what we did is we kind of took all these neighborhoods and shrunk them into sort of 8 big neighborhoods we're calling super neighborhoods, because Brooklyn doesn't have those things like Upper East Side that has Yorkville and Lenox Hill and Carnegie Hill. So Brooklyn is just it's a big thing. We try to condense it a little bit. So those yellow bars are sort of the median last asking price for those super neighborhoods. The blue dot is what it was the first quarter. And if you look at that, Noah, you're going to see 5 out of the 8 superhoods that we're looking at here are up. Compared to last quarter. And that's, again, a reflection of just the massive amount of demand that's pouring into Brooklyn right now.
Right. And the only ones down are Eastern Brooklyn, I think, and Central Brooklyn and Brownstone East, I guess. Everyone else is up. So that's kind of telling me that the trend overall for these pricing in Brooklyn is probably going to trend up. No brainer there. I mean, there's no surprises. I think people need to understand now more than ever, John, especially for both, this applies to Manhattan and Brooklyn, is there's going to be a difference between those future price trends and what is actually going on in the actual market in real time. So you got to keep track of this thing. We'll try to keep you ahead of the loop, but you're going to about to get the numbers from the story, and who knows where the real time market's going to be in a couple of months. So thank you very much for putting all these numbers together. That is John Walkup. I'm Noah Rosenblatt. We're both from UrbanDigs. This has been your Monday Brooklyn Market Report, and we'll catch you next time.